Welcome and thank you for joining us for today's Dealer On webinar, where you are going to learn Elise Kephart's entire internet sales process. My name is Eliana Raggio and I'm going to be your moderator today. And today's webinar is being presented by Dealer On. And for anyone who isn't familiar with Dealer On, well, we're an award-winning website development company and digital agency. And we're best known for our awesome search engine optimization, the absolute best customer service, and the highest converting website designs in the industry, including the brand new Chameleon responsive website platform. We're so committed to lead conversion, optimization, and customer service that Dealer On is still the only company in the industry to offer a money-back lead guarantee program. So the question is, does your website company guarantee you a 50% lift in leads where you get your money back? Well, maybe you should check us out at dealeron.com. And we have an incredible show in store for you today. We are so very pleased to have Elise Kephart as our presenter today. Elise Kephart is the Vice President of Internet Sales Training at Phone Ninjas, a company focused on helping dealerships improve phone skills. An international sales and marketing phenomenon in the auto industry, Elise is nationally recognized as the YouTube diva for her persuasive, personalized video greetings. Since 2007, she has sold countless vehicles to clients by creating a strong bond with her customers through the power of unique video messages. Among her high-volume sales, she's also earned top-performing CSI. With her unique approach to videos, her phone skills, and selling background, Elise has visited dealerships across the country, teaching her one-of-a-kind method. Her approach has been praised by the likes of Ziegler, Cardone, and Bradley, and she has been published in magazines both in the U.S. and Canada. Elise has presented at seminars including Ziegler's IBP, Driving Sales Executive Summit, and Digital Dealer. And she can be reached at elise@phoneninjas.com. Now, during the presentation, if you have any questions, please use the question feature located on the corner of your screen to submit them. At the end of the presentation, we'll answer those questions of general interest. If we're unable to get to your question live, don't worry, we're going to try to respond by email later today. Also, don't forget, a link to download a copy of this webinar recording will also be emailed to you later today for your reference. And please, feel free to share it with your friends and colleagues. And I'm very proud to announce that Dealer On's Executive Vice President and co-founder, Amir Amirazvani, will be presenting at the upcoming 10th Annual Automotive Digital Success Workshop on November 10th through the 12th in Lexington, Kentucky. It's going to be an awesome workshop. If you are going to be there, then please check out his wonderful speaking session on mastering the art and science of website conversion. And to find out more about this amazing conference, please visit kaneautomotive.com. And guess what? Our good friends at Phone Ninjas are giving away some yummy prizes today on the webinar. 3 of you lucky webinar attendees are going to win a tin of delicious chocolate chip cookies. I gotta wish I was eligible to win this prize. I'm not, but you know what? You are. All you have to do is stay tuned for details after Elise's presentation, and you could be walking away with one of these awesome prizes today. Also, at the conclusion of this webinar, you're going to receive a short survey, so fill it out. We're always looking for quality feedback from our audience. Today we're going to randomly select a couple of people from all the completed surveys to also win some Google prizes. So let's get started. Let's learn Elise Kephart's entire internet sales process. Elise Kephart, I'm seriously having a mild coronary over here. I am so incredibly excited about this webinar. Not to mention, this by far, like it's not even close, by far is the largest broadcast we've ever had. More people have signed up for your presentation than any other that I have done in the last 6 years that I've been doing webinars. And I am so stoked. People, if this is the first time you've ever come to a webinar, first time you've ever been to a Dealer On webinar, you chose wisely. Elise, thank you for being here. Thank you for putting out this amazing information. And please, why don't you start off, tell everyone what the kinds of things we're going to be learning about today.
So today we are going to be learning the full process of taking an internet lead to an appointment and to a sale. So we're going to focus on, when you get that internet lead, the mastery and the art of the voicemail. We're going to learn a little bit about video and 6 ways to use video in your internet process. Now, a lot of people know me for the video, but again, we're going to focus on more than just the video. We're going to talk about a little bit about text, some additional VIP packets that you can send to your customers, and then as an individual salesperson, if you're on this webinar and you actually sell vehicles, some personal branding tips and creating a wow factor even once your customer is in the dealership doing business with you.
Great. And also, audience, if you would like to tweet out, our Twitter information is in the bottom left-hand corner. And if you want to include Elise in it, hers is the YouTube Diva. So you want to do that too. And it looks like we're starting off with a poll question, audience. So we'd love for you to get involved. This helps Elise let her know what's going on in all of your dealerships. So the question is on the screen now. Please vote. How does your dealership currently handle internet leads? Please select one of the following answers. Is it, we have an internet sales team, we have an internet store filled with all salespeople, we have a BDC, one person takes care of all of the internet leads, or you have a hybrid, maybe a mix of two or more of those options. Once we get a majority of those votes in, we'll close the poll and we'll share those results. Also, I have a lot of people asking me about the slides from today's presentation. If you would like the slides, please email me directly at eliana@dealeron.com. I'll try and get those out to you as soon as I can after the presentation ends. Audience, thank you so much for being amazing. Look at all the votes that came in. We're going to close this poll in just another couple seconds, so I want to thank you in advance for taking care of this poll question. You have one more poll question coming to you in just a little bit, so we hope you'll vote for that one as well. All right, Elise, are you ready to see what our huge audience has to say today?
Yeah.
Okay, let's close this poll and share the results. Okay, 29% of today's audience said that they have an internet sales team. 8% of today's audience said that they have an internet store with all salespeople. The majority, though, 37% of today's audience, said that they have a BDC. 10% says that one person in the entire dealership takes care of all of it. And 16% of today's audience said that they use a hybrid, a mix of two or more of those answers listed. Elise, does that help you out?
That does help me out, absolutely. I appreciate everybody taking that poll, so thank you for that. Speaking of thank yous, I want to give a big thank you to everybody here today. I've been talking with Eliana this whole week, and it really is mind-blowing to know that this webinar beats a record. I'm very competitive, so I thought I would beat the record, but as we've been speaking, not only has the record been beat, it's been just completely demolished. So thank you everyone for being here. I'm glad to be on. This is actually my first time doing a webinar, not working at a dealer. I know Eliana for the longest time wanted me to keep doing webinars, but I was in a dealer. So again, thank you everybody for having me today, and thank you for being here. For a minute there, I was like, oh, nobody's responding, but then I'm like, oh, I'm not face-to-face with everybody. Speaking of face-to-face, so when you handle an internet lead, the goal of an internet lead is to get that customer face-to-face, because all an internet lead is someone that might be on their laptop, their tablet, their mobile phone, but we really don't have a lot of control of that customer when they're communicating with us through the internet. And so, we want to be able to convert that internet lead to an email, to a phone call, and then to an in-store appointment. A large portion of that is because 80%, and it's probably even higher now, the statistic I think is a little outdated, but 80% higher of customers who inquire about a vehicle end up getting something completely different from what they originally inquired on. If you follow me on social media, you know that my husband and I just got into an Acura MDX about a month ago. And lo and behold, you would think that me being in the business and my husband's in the business too would know what we're talking about, but we actually went into a dealership to get an Acura RDX, which is a smaller car in white, and we drove off in an MDX in black. So again, we want to convert all of our internet leads to an in-store appointment and not focus so much on selling the car over an email or over the phone, because chances are they're going to end up getting something different. A lot of times I ask this, and I realize not everybody can reply to this, but prior to being with my husband, I was working full-time and tried the whole online dating thing. And if you've ever done online dating, it's an interesting thing. You build a profile on, one of the dating websites, and as you build your profile, you start to get emails into your inbox, and those emails usually convert to phone number exchange, maybe a text message or two, and then ultimately you end up meeting that person for an actual in-person date. It's the same type of conversion when you're taking an internet lead from their submission. You're going to convert that internet lead to a phone call and then to an actual in-store appointment. So the first step is to pick up the phone. A lot of people focus on, I'm going to send an email first because it's less threatening and maybe I'll get a response. The first step that you want to do, the first attempt, is you're going to pick up your phone. And so let's say an internet lead comes in, today's Thursday. Let's say an internet lead comes in at about 9 o'clock on Thursday. You're going to pick up your office line and you're going to leave a voicemail. Because typically, a lot of people don't pick up first time you call them. And so an example of a voicemail that most people who work internet leads do, it's going to go something like this. Hi, it's Elise over here at ABC Motors. Wanted to thank you for your request for the Toyota Corolla. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to shoot you an email as well with information on the vehicle, and I'm happy to help. My number is 805-441-3398, and I'll talk to you soon. If that sounds familiar to you, and that's what you're doing, then there's a couple of things significant from that voicemail that you're not accomplishing. You need to give the reason. You need to give the customer a reason to call you back, and more importantly, you need to be setting the expectation that if they don't call you back, then you're going to continue to follow up. So a voicemail is going to sound something like this. It's going to say, hey, Eliana, good morning. It's Elise here at ABC Motors. I wanted to thank you for your online request for the Toyota Corolla. I have really great news for you. Give me a call when you have a moment. My number here directly, 805 area code 441-3398. It's about 10 o'clock here on Thursday morning. I'm going to be in office till about 7 p.m. this evening, and I'll reach out a little later today as well if I don't hear anything back. And I'm going to make that first call from my office line versus my cell phone. I'll kind of go more into depth here in just a bit. So you're going to leave that voicemail. And it's always important when you're leaving voicemails, to let your personality show. If you're leaving a voicemail and it sounds like you're reading from a script, or you think of what I'm telling you as a script, then you're probably going to sound like a script. Through the years, I've really developed speaking on the phone and leaving these voicemails, and it eventually just becomes part of who you are and part of what you say. What I would often do when I, had to leave voicemails over and over and over again is I would have my, my earbud, my Dr. Dre beat earbud in one ear with, some Justin Timberlake playing or something motivating to me while I left voicemails. That way, and a lot of times I would stand up too. That way when I left my voicemails, they were always energetic, always positive, and in the right tone. If you went into a Starbucks and the person at the register was like, yeah, can I help you? I mean, it's not very exciting when you hear someone talking on the phone and they don't have any, any tone or any, if they just sound plain and dull. It's not very exciting when you're talking to that person on the phone or when you're listening to their voicemail. So let your personality shine. Again, the goal of a voicemail is, again, making connection with that customer. So if you just say, if you have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to help. Well, what if they don't necessarily have any questions? Again, set that expectation that if I don't hear anything back from you, then I'll be sure to reach out to you a little bit later today. So you want to focus that voicemail on giving them a reason to call you back, which is, I have great news for you. And then you want to be able to make connection, or you want to set the expectation that you're going to continue to make calls to that customer, connect to them until they call you back. Now I've got another poll question. Do you have that ready for us, Eliana?
Yes, I do. All right, audience, the second poll question and final poll question for today is on the screen now. Please vote. We'd love to hear what's going on at your dealership. We want to know, do you currently use video greetings in your internet process? Please select one of the following answers. Elise wants to know, video greetings in your internet process, are you currently using them? Yes, and they work great for us. Yes, but we aren't getting the results we would like. Yes, but we admit we aren't consistent. No, but we're thinking about it. Or no, management doesn't see the value, or it just takes too much time. Whatever the answer is, we're going to close this poll and share the results in just a few moments. But we'd love to know what's going on where you are. And it sounds like we have people, we got international people here today. So this is a really phenomenal cross-section of the auto industry. So we're looking forward to seeing, this will really give us a really great idea of what's happening in the dealership. Oh, Candace wrote in, we should have added another option that salespeople refused to do video greetings. Well, you can select that last one, I guess. All right. I'll tell you what, we have almost everyone voting. Audience, thank you for being amazing. And we're going to close this poll and share the results. I don't know if you're ready for this, Elise.
I'm ready.
You are? All right. Here you go. 55% of today's audience said no, they're not currently using video greetings, but they are thinking about it. They are thinking, 55% said they're thinking about it. That's good. That's good.
Good.
I know, right? 22% said yes, but they're not consistent, and 11% said no, management doesn't see the value or it takes too much time. Right there off the bat, that is an overwhelming majority who aren't doing the one thing that made you so successful in your car sales, Elise. Does that surprise you?
Yeah, it does surprise me, but I think that's also why so many people are attending this webinar, perhaps, too. It seeks a little bit more information, absolutely.
Okay, well, I do want to give a shout out to the 6% of people who said yes, and they work great for us, and 7% of today's audience said yes, but they're not quite getting the results that they would like.
Okay, excellent. So, medium, thank you. So, sorry about that. I apologize. I'm actually taking a lunch break here. I'm speaking a video. I'm actually at a dealership right now in Detroit. So if anybody's here from Detroit, and I am, doing phone training, and I'm actually building them video greetings as well. So to explain a little bit the value with video here, let me go ahead with my screen. The thing with most emails with just words on a screen is that they're boring, and boring emails suck. A key to the emails is you want to, again, engage those emails to get the customer that you're trying to connect with on the phone. And a lot of dealers leave they'll write like 3 paragraphs of words in an email telling the customer how great they are, how great their dealership is, that they've been in business for, 75 years. And, you want to keep your emails brief. And then you do want to have a video greeting, and it's going to be almost a visual format of the voicemail that you just left.
Excuse me, Elise, did you forward the slide? Because we're still seeing the poll question slide.
I did forward the slide, yep.
Are you showing your screen?
Show my screen, yes.
Nope, we're still seeing the poll slide. Can you forward it again? You didn't freeze your screen or anything like that?
No. I'll go stop showing my screen and then show my screen. How about now?
No, it's frozen.
It might be that Wi-Fi. That's what I was afraid of. It might be the Wi-Fi.
Okay, no problem. I'm going to pull up mine.
Okay, sorry about that.
You keep talking, and I'm going to pull up mine while we do this, okay?
Okay, no problem. So let me go ahead and focus. So again, we want to, with the video greetings, what's nice about them is, is this you right here? Oh, this is me. With the video greetings, it's essentially going to be a visual of the voicemail that you just left. And so I've actually, over the years, kind of structured about 6 video greetings. And the nice thing is they're customized. They don't necessarily say the customer's actual name. So they might not say, hey, Kevin, it's Elise here at ABC Motors. But let's say you left that voicemail for the customer in the morning. You could have a video greeting that you've pre-recorded, essentially, and put as unlisted, so it's not a public video. That says, hi, good morning, Kevin. My name's Elise here at ABC Motors. I just left a voicemail for you, but I wanted to make you this personalized video greeting to send you so that you could put a face to the name, who's going to be working really hard for you, who's going to be helping you out. As mentioned, I have really great news for you. Give me a call when you have a moment. My number is listed here below in the video. It's 805-441-3398. As mentioned, it's about morning time here. I'm going to be in the office till about 7 o'clock tonight, and I'll be sure to reach out to you a little later today as well if I don't hear anything back. So you'll notice with what I just said, that's very similar to the voicemail that I just left, but now it's on video. And then usually at the end of that video, you know, have some type, I would say something along the lines of, and before you go, check out some quick testimonials from some of my customers. And what's nice about that is it's customized, again, to that morning voicemail that you're leaving. That's why on your voicemail you state a specific time. I'm calling, it's about 10 o'clock here on Thursday. But on the video, you can just say, it's about morning time here. I'm going to be in the office till about 7 o'clock tonight. And it's specified towards the morning. Eliana, do you have your slideshow up?
I do, and I'm not sure what slide should be on. Should I be on the one that says pair with voicemail to send to customer?
Go to the good morning one.
Good morning.
Right,
I just left a voicemail. All right.
Okay.
And just let me know when you want me to forward to the next slide.
Yeah, go ahead and forward to the next slide.
Okay.
And so you can have a secondary video greeting. So if you get an internet lead in the afternoon and you're starting this phone call process, same thing. You can have a video greeting that's customized to the afternoon voicemail or the afternoon video. And then go ahead and next slide. Then you have one for the evening. So if you get a lead, you know, in the evening time, let's say it's about 5 o'clock, and you're making that first initial voicemail call, now you have a video greeting that follows up with that voicemail that you've left in the evening. Now, a lot of times, if you're on this webinar and you're working in the internet department, a lot of times you get an internet lead that doesn't have a phone number listed. Normally I go raise the hands that does that, and I'm sure it's just about everybody that has experienced that. Go ahead and go to the next slide, please.
Okay.
So no phone number listed. So you can also have a video greeting that, you know, is you in front of the camera, maybe at your desk or at the dealership, and say, hey, my name's Elise here at ABC Motors. I want to make you this personalized video greeting. I just tried to reach you, but, you know, I actually didn't see a phone number listed. I have really great news for you, though. Give me a call when you have a moment. My number here is listed below. And I'm going to shoot out another email a little bit later today as well if I don't hear anything back. Because a lot of times why customers don't put a phone number in their internet lead is because if you look at the reputation of what a car salesperson is supposed to be, we're, you know, we don't have the best reputation. Typically, we're not trusted, or we're not liked, or maybe they had a bad car purchasing in the past. And then, you know, once you, let's say you speak to that customer, go ahead and go to the next slide. Once you speak to that customer, you can have a video greeting, maybe in a different change of clothes, where it says, you know, hey, we just got off the phone. It's Elise here at ABC Motors. Just want to say thank you for speaking with me. My number, if you didn't have it saved already, is here in the video. It's 805-441-3398. Thanks so much again, and I look forward to seeing you here soon. So that could be a thank you for speaking with me, kind of an appointment confirmation-like video. And then if you do go through the full process of selling the vehicles, having that thank you for your business or thank you for your purchase video as well. And we're on slide 30, if you can go to that one. Is that up?
Thank you for your business, yes.
Thank you for your business, and then go right to the next one.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so this is kind of, you know, essentially how I would have the videos put to where I didn't have to type everything out every time. I had a banner of myself so that it puts my name as well as the dealership's logo up. And in there, it basically would autofill the customer's name. It's Elise at ABC Motors. Just wanted to thank you again for your online request for it would autofill the car, you know, 2014 Toyota Corolla. I've made a personal VIP video greeting. That would be hyperlinked either to the morning, afternoon, evening, couldn't reach you voice video. And then, you know, as mentioned, I have great news for you. Please call me at your phone number. I'll be in the office till 7 o'clock tonight. I'll be sure to follow up a little bit later as well. Now, you'll notice at the bottom of that email, I normally would signature it with sent from my iPad or sent from my Samsung. And the reason for that is because it puts it in real time. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and go to the next slide. Now, I did a webinar, I think, gosh, a couple years ago. I know I was pregnant with Lily.
Yeah, it was actually October 11th, 2012. I wrote it down.
I talked a little bit about, you know, how step-by-step to edit a video together. I'm not going to really focus so much on that, but I think she did post Eliana is going to post the link to that video if you do kind of want a capture of that. So go ahead and paste that.
All right, audience, I'm going to put this, the direct link to this webinar recording, which was really, really phenomenal. And if you weren't there, or you just want to refresh your course, or you want to learn how Elise puts together her videos in 5 minutes or less, this will tell you everything, the equipment that she used, everything. And you can go to this recording and access it at any time through dealeron.com.
All right, excellent. And go ahead and go to the next one, which is the confirmation email. And
Okay.
so a lot of times, you know, with spam filters, you want to send this out too. There's going to be no images, no hyperlinks in this email. It's just simply going to be in plain text, just thanking the customer, or just saying to the customer, it's Elise at ABC Motors. I just sent an email with a video of some important information. Wanted to make sure you got it okay. Sometimes it doesn't always go through. A lot of times I get customers respond to this and say, oh, you know what, I did get it, but I'm at work, so I can't look anything up on YouTube. So I would get an engagement from this email a lot of times too. And go ahead and go to the next slide if you could. I always love to show this one. This is a customer response. And this customer I didn't have a phone number for. They had inquired about an Odyssey. And when I sent them a video, the email was titled to a man named Toby. And this is what he responded to me. He said, I'm Elise. I'm very happy to discover you're a real person, not an automated response for my online submissions. My real name is Bert Kashaher. We live up in Atascadero. Third child's on the way next March. It's time to get a minivan and fulfill our paternal destiny. I always want to show this because it goes, you know, from a customer that is completely so guarded, in fact, that not only does he not give me his phone number, but he gives me a fake name. And then, you know, once I drop the barrier a little bit with that video greeting, now he's not only telling me his real name, full real name, but he's giving me, you know, the full story on what he's looking for, that he's going to be a parent to another child or to his third kid and they need a minivan. So we go literally from opposite ends of the spectrum to being very guarded to now opening up quite a bit with, you know, with his background and what him and his family are looking for. And that is the concept between what videos are supposed to do. Is they're personal, so a customer can see you and, you know, now you're not just a car salesperson, but you're a real live human being that's there, that's genuinely passionate about helping them in their car purchase. Now, there's a lot of, go ahead and go to the next slide. Are we on the next slide?
Yes, we are.
Okay, excellent. So there is a lot of text regulations, and I was at Driving Sales, and I actually went to one of the seminars there. Go ahead and go to the next slide. And one of the things that I picked up was, you know, most CRMs that allow you to text, or if you use another type of company that allows you to text through the dealership, you want to, you know, avoid the spam text that you just get the phone number so you can text them about a, you know, 179 lease special on a Honda Accord. You know, texting is really, you do need to get authorization for it, but it's used to communicate with the customer, again, on a one-on-one basis, to engage the customer and to ultimately get them on the phone. It's just, again, going back to that dating slide, you know, text, a lot of times when people respond to text, you never want to negotiate or you never want to have a full-blown conversation, but just something quick to engage them by and, you know, get them on the phone. So the CRM company that I used while working at a dealer, if you wanted to send a text message, this is the first text that would go out. You know, it's Elise, hey Jerry, it's Elise at Ninja Motors. Is it okay to text you? Text stop to stop. And yeah, my Wi-Fi completely just went down. So now I'm understanding what I just got the notification just now. So you do want to get authorization, but now if they text stop, then obviously you don't want to text them. But most customers are open to texting, and these are some text messages that I would utilize to, again, engage the customer. Something along the lines of, hey Jerry, just left a voicemail for you. I have great news. Call me. Thanks. Another option, you can paste your YouTube link video in the text and say, hey Jerry, made a VIP video for you. Thanks for inquiring about the new Acura MDX. Call me when you have a quick moment. Thanks. Go ahead and go to the next one. And another option, and all of this, what's nice is that depending upon the CRM that you use, I would always prefer to text through the CRM because all of this I really didn't have to type out every time or text it on my phone. It would essentially be pre-typed. It would autofill the customer's name. So it really saved a lot of time, and that's a huge part of it, is when you can streamline everything, find the right recipe and streamline everything, and you don't have to keep on typing the same thing or texting the same thing. It really does save a lot of time because your main focus is setting appointments and then working with those appointments when they're in the store, if you have that process where you work cradle to grave. Now, go ahead and go to the next slide, Eliana.
Right there.
VIP portfolio. So I'm still not done with this customer. If I've left them a voicemail now from my office line, sent them a video greeting, sent them a confirmation, sent them a text. I would have a VIP portfolio that I would send out to them. And how I would build this, go ahead and go to the next slide, is I would get an 8.5 by 11 envelope. You can go to Office Max or Staples and buy them in bulk. And if I didn't have that customer's actual address, then I would go to whitepages.com to get their address. And what's included in this packet, I wouldn't fold any of the pages. I'd put them right in the 8.5 by 11 envelope address to the customer with my return information to the dealership. And in that packet, there would be 5 things. There would be a cover letter, which, again, to save time, I wouldn't type out every time. I would build within my CRM. The cover letter is just thanking them for their online request for the 2014 Toyota Corolla, and then maybe a short paragraph about the quality of the Toyota product. Thank you again, and I look forward to helping you in your research. Then I would have my signature, a picture of me, and then every time I printed it, I would just print it. It would take 10 seconds. I would sign my name, and in the corner, I would say, hey, Jerry, I hope you find this helpful. Thanks again. Look forward to meeting you soon. Then there was an About Me page, and this was already made as well. I would make it in Photoshop. You could build it in a Word document. The About Me page is just a quick bio on yourself. You can just have a folder in your desk with 50 copies of your About Me page, so it's easy to put this packet together. A customer testimonial page. I would have pictures of my customers and quotes from what they've said about buying from me in the past. Again, just another page that's already pre-printed, and I could just stick it in my packet. Accolades and awards. So usually the OEM website, the factory website, has all the awards that product may be known for. So maybe it's Car and Driver's Top 10 Best, or Kelley Blue Book's Best Resale Value, or Motor Trend's Car of the Year. I would print all the accolades and awards on my product, include that in the packet, and then I would take an actual factory brochure and put it all together in the envelope, seal it, and mail it out. Now, we're talking about an internet lead that comes in at 9 a.m. I've made my voicemail. I've left my voicemail, sent my video greeting, sent my confirmation, sent my text message, put this together. The mail is going to pick that up by noon. That packet would be there the next day. And I know that customers would get that packet because when I did set the appointment for that customer, they would come in with maybe their iPad and their title to their car, and they would come in with like their packet of stuff under their arm. And I could see with what they were holding, they brought their packet with them. Or if I was appraising their trade, this packet, this envelope with my stuff would be on the passenger seat of the car, like they brought it to them to their appointment. So this is just taking another form of communication to the customer, and you're hitting them literally from every angle of communication, and it literally takes seconds if you have, once you build everything out. Once you build the About Me page, customer testimonial page, and the cover letter, if you have a CRM that will autofill everything, it takes 5 seconds to print. You sign your name, write a quick note in the corner so that it is a little bit more personalized. And customers found this really useful, or they would say, oh, I got your packet in the mail. Now, go ahead and go to the next slide for me.
Okay.
So now that I've, a lot of people just leave the one voicemail and send maybe 1 or 2 emails and then call that customer the next day and they still can't get a hold of them. I'm going to call this customer a total of 4 times for the first 10 days. So my second call that I make, it's going to be around 11 a.m. This is assuming the lead came in at about 9. And this time I'm going to call from my cell phone. Now if I get their voicemail, I'm going to just hang up the call, because what happens a lot of times is, someone will see the missed calls on their call log, and a lot of times call them back and say, so did someone from this line just call me? Oh, hey Jerry, this is Elise over at ABC Motors. Thanks for calling me back. So you want to get a live conversation with that customer. And so a lot of times they'll just call back from their call log if you just hang up. Now between here, I'm going to send an email, and there's a variety. I have about over 50 email templates, and this email is going to have a video. It's going to be something very basic, something short, and again, the purpose is to engage the customer to get them on the phone. Now, go ahead and go to the next slide for me. Now I'm making what I call my third round, and to keep this so organized for yourself, it's really important to utilize a CRM that will allow you to set yourself phone appointment reminders. That was huge. So whenever I was, working internet leads, I was able to tell if I was on my it would remind me, or I would have a slide on the right side of my screen to tell me, hey, you need to call this. This is the second time calling. Call from the cell phone or call from the office line. So it's important to set yourself reminders because, even if you're the greatest, unless you can keep things organized and really remind yourself to call every couple hours, it's probably not going to happen. So now I'm on what I call my third round. So now it's about 2 o'clock, and I'm going to call again from my cell phone. A lot of times I would *6-7 the number as well, which will keep your number that you're calling from restricted. But that's going to be my third attempt to the customer at about 2 o'clock. Go ahead and go to the next slide after that for me. Now, after the third call, again, I'm going to have an email to follow up with that. And again, I didn't have enough slides really to show all the emails that I used, but a good one a lot of times, through our CRM, we had a tracker device that would allow us to see if the customers open the email. So a lot of times I would have an email that went out that said, hey, Jerry, it's Elise here at ABC Motors. I've been trying to reach you today with some great news. I saw that you'd opened my last email. I have a 2-year-old daughter. I realize life gets busy. Not everyone's able to respond. But I just had 2 quick questions for you. And you can mix up those 2 quick questions. But it's a little, less threatening because it's almost like, I realize not everyone's able to respond right away, but I did see that you opened up my email. But here's 2 quick questions. Almost like anybody can answer 2 quick questions, even if you're the busiest person in the world. So there's a variety of email templates that, I share now with my clients. But again, you want to have another email to follow up with that third phone call. Now, the fourth phone call for the day, go ahead and go to the next slide for me, is going to be around 5 o'clock. Again, this is assuming that the lead came in at about 9 o'clock. I spread them out every couple hours. And this time I'm going to call again from my office line, which is the first phone that I picked up when I left my original voicemail in the morning. Now, if I get, this is again my 4th call to them, if I get their voicemail again, calling from my office line, I'm going to leave a very similar voicemail that I left in the morning, only it's going to go like this. It's going to say, hey, Jerry, it's Elise here at ABC Motors. I've been trying to reach you today. As mentioned, I have really great news for you, some important information. Give me a ring back when you have a moment. My number here again, 805 area code 441-3398. It's about 5 o'clock here on Thursday. As mentioned, I'm going to be in the office till about 7 o'clock tonight. And I'll be sure to reach out to you first thing in the morning as well if I don't hear anything back. After that voicemail, I'm going to follow up with another short email. And then what do you think happens the next day, right? I get in at 9 o'clock, and I repeat the cycle. And what you're going to find is customers, you're going to have a very high engagement from this process. Now, a lot of people go, Elise, isn't that a little too much? I mean, I would think almost like you're badgering. And what's nice about this process is a couple things. You're setting the expectation to the customer in your voicemail in the morning and evening that if I don't hear anything back, I'll be sure to reach out to you. It's done in a polite way, not in an aggressive way. And in between this process, again, there's all those things that are really bringing out your personality and really making you a little bit unique and different, such as the video greeting itself and the packet that you send in the mail. Out of the literally thousands of calls when I did this, I can count on one hand of customers who would call the store and just tell me not to, tell my managers for me not to call anymore. And really, when I do this training with other dealerships, most managers say, well, I wouldn't even consider that a problem if someone called me and said that. Because that's what we want. I mean, it's our job to make sure our customers are taken care of and get them on the phone. So that is the full front-to-back process of actually taking an internet lead to a phone call. And, however you get that customer on the phone, whether they call you back or you actually make connection with them, a lot of people go, well, what's the great news, right? What's the great news when they call? So it's going to go something like this. Let's say the customer called me back. Hi, did someone call me back from this number? Oh, hey, Jerry, this is Elise over at ABC Motors. I hope I didn't reach you at a bad time. No, not at all. All right, excellent. Hey, well, the reason I was calling, you're first going to thank the customer. The reason I was calling, I wanted to thank you for your online request. It shows here that you're interested in a new Toyota Corolla. Is that correct? Yeah, I'm looking for my daughter. All right, excellent. So that I better understand your needs, did you have a preference on a Toyota Corolla with, and you're going to go a little bit into qualifying. Did you have a preference on a Toyota Corolla with cloth or leather interior? Are you looking for one with a moonroof, without a moonroof? And then what about the navigation or without navigation? A couple either-or choices. I avoid saying trim packages. If you don't work for Toyota, you might not know what an XLE is or an SE or whatever trim packages you have. So go with either-or options. And then once you do that, say, well, hey, great news, prior to us speaking, I actually double-checked my inventory. I just got a new shipment of Toyota Corollas in, so I have really good availability. Speaking of which, when would you be available to stop by? Would right now or later today work best for you? And a lot of times it would be as easy as that. Now, there's going to be objections occasionally, and I don't want to take up too much time on that, but essentially once you get this process down, again, you get the customer on the phone, and then it just takes some phone training to really take that phone call to an appointment. Now, once you set an appointment, if you are not in a BDC and you actually sell cars, go ahead and go to the next slide, and you actually sell cars all the way through, these are some unique ideas that are really going to create that wow factor experience for your customers. And so what I did was I went to Target and I bought this fridge for about $70 at Target. I hope nobody from my dealership that I worked at is working, because I did sell it for about $100 bucks. But what I would do is I would have this fridge at my desk, and I would fill it with juice for the kids, sodas, coffee, Starbucks, Pellegrino. Now, even though there was a vending machine, at the dealership, I always had this at my desk. That way, when I got back from a test drive, a customer could, have the refreshments right there. Am I still on, Eliana?
Absolutely.
Okay, just making sure. It's always, I'm so used to like being in front of people that it's so quiet, and I got a little worried. Okay, perfect. So I would have this fridge at my desk, and customers would always, it's just one of those things that nobody really does. But of course, they would help themselves to refreshments. But it's just one of those things that if you went to a really nice, a really nice hotel, or if you've ever been wedding dress shopping or anything like that, they offer you, really nice refreshments where you don't have to go to a vending machine to go, go get it yourself. Now, here's kind of a funny thing. If you do sell cars, I had to change my sign to say, that the drinks were for customers, not for salespeople. But you can see there in the background too, having an evidence manual, which an evidence manual is just a binder with a little bit about yourself and maybe pictures of your customers and good articles on your product. That way, when the customer leaves your desk, or you have to leave your desk to maybe go talk to a manager, customers aren't sitting there just twiddling their thumbs looking at other cars online. They're reading about you and your product. Now, here's an interesting, go ahead and go to the next slide for me. This is something that a lot of people love when I show them this. You can go to, I didn't write the link, but you can go to vistaprint.com, or you can even just Google USB sticks. And what I would do is I would buy these USB memory sticks in bulk. And I would have my name printed on them, so Elise Kephart. It had my cell phone number. And as I was delivering the vehicle, going over the owner's manuals, I would say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, thank you so much again for allowing me to help you out after the books. I would say, so when your new car's pulled up, there's a technology feature that I'm going to show you. And if you don't have an iPod or an MP3 device, you can actually plug in a USB stick with music on it. Then it'll play music directly. What kind of music do you listen to? And then I would have in my office, I would have these USB sticks pre-uploaded with different genres of music. So if they said they liked, we like country music, I would pull out from my country music stack a USB stick, and I would say, excellent. This USB stick, it has about 20 country songs that I think you're really, really going to like. And what's nice about it is if you ever need anything at all, my contact information is going to be right here on this memory stick for you to give me a call, and I'll be happy to help you out.
Wow, that is a really good idea, Elise.
And, oh, wait, there's a little bit more. And every time you see this USB stick, or you see my name, I want you to think of $100, because I actually have a referral program. So any friends or family that you send to me, I'm going to make sure that you get taken care of as well, and I'll give you $100. Now, on top of having a playlist of songs on this USB stick, I would edit the names of the song on my computer. So if you look at the top portion of the screen here where it says the song is a song by Lord, it's called Royals, but I would right-click the song and rename it Elise at Honda, Lord Royals. So as the customer is playing this music, your name is essentially scrolling on the screen. And anybody listening in the car, too, is seeing your name on the screen. And then to go one step further so that they remember, they don't forget who you are, after every 5 songs, I would have about a 10-second insert of myself, and it would say, Hey, it's Elise here at ABC Motors. Just wanted to say thank you so much for your business. Hope you're enjoying this playlist. And then it would go to the next song. So it would have their type of music that they listen to, my information on the USB stick, my name on the display, and then an audio file of me, only about 5-10 seconds in between every 5 songs.
You sure you never went to college for marketing?
Awesome. Also, with a lot of newer cars now, you can upload your own photo to the car's display. So with Honda, they had what's called a MultiInformation Display, and when the customer was waiting in finance, I would upload a picture of the dealership logo and then my contact information, and then I'd actually put their name on it as well. So this one says, "Hi, Joe and Carol, thanks for your purchase. Elise at Sunset Honda," with my contact information. And a lot of times customers probably would just leave that up because they just didn't have the effort, or they wouldn't care to really switch it out. So I would upload essentially, the dealership name and my name on the display screen as well. Go ahead and go to the next slide. So if you guys know me at all, my background kind of comes from Starbucks, and Starbucks is really big on the customer experience and so forth. And this is kind of where I got that idea. We had a whiteboard, and as my customers were signing papers in finance, I would just take a whiteboard and just write a quick thank you, Jim and Elizabeth, congratulations on your new Civic, and then I would put this this easel in front of the door where the car was going to be parked once they were walking out to it. So when they walked out of the finance department, they'd always see this and they go, "Oh my gosh, that's cool! Like nobody's done that for us." And it's just, again, making everything personal that you do. Because I would get all the time, we've gone like a bunch of cars in our lifetime, and nobody's ever gone this above and beyond in really doing this kind of stuff for us. So that's just another easy thing that you can do. And I've seen it done at some other places too with a chalkboard, so you can use a chalk or marker. But it's just something to really give customers that really good feeling. Now, a lot of times what happens is, go ahead and go to the next slide. Customers drive off in their car. Sometimes that new car feeling wears off after maybe about a week. Well, this was always nice because after that new car feeling kind of wore off and they go to fill up their first gas tank, I would put a $2 bill with my business card and a quick note in the gas tank. And so this one, would say, "Hey, Alan Terry, thanks for your business again. Here's for your first fill up." And I would get emails and text messages all the time, and customers would just love this. And this is really, really easy to do. And people go, "Where do you get the $2 bills?" You can go to your bank and just say, "How many $2 bills do you have?" 100 bucks? Cool. Let me have all of them. And then you can just have the $2 bills at your, ready to go at your desk in an envelope so that you can do this while your customers are in finance. Now go ahead and go to the next slide for me. Now I talked a little bit about referral earlier, and rather than give them cash or write them a check, I would go to giftcardlab.com, and you can actually get it's $5 to make, but you can get your Visa gift. You can customize what a Visa gift card looks like. So I would put my picture and the dealership logo on it, and then notice on there it says, "Who's Elise? Ask me, I'll tell you." The concept behind this was, again, coming way before the car business. I worked at Starbucks, I worked at a CVS, and any time that I was working at like the cash register, I always just happened to glance at credit cards if I had to slide it, and it's something that I realized people look at it. So with this, if you give a customer $100 on a Visa gift card, they're going to have it in their wallet, and when they use it, that person who slides it is going to see, the picture and the message on the gift card, on the Visa card as well. And I actually got to experience this firsthand. My best friend, her and her family bought numerous cards for me when I was selling, and we were at our favorite sushi restaurant, and she actually paid for her lunch with this gift card. But the interesting thing about it was I was sitting with her, and we thought it would be kind of fun. And sure enough, the server, went to open up the bill and looked at the card and looked at me and was like, "Oh, this is you." And and then we started talking about cars. So it's just another creative thing that you can do, and it's a little bit more personal than just cash plus. This again is in that customer's wallet, and so you're continually following them even after they drive off in the car that you help them with, because that's what you want. You want to be, next time they need a car, you want to be the first person that they think of when they need, they need another vehicle, or their friends need another vehicle.
That is genius. Genius.
Go ahead and go to, so some takeaways from this presentation. The old days of I'm going to just, leave one voicemail and send one email, that's a fail. That's not going to work. It's, you really need to put in the work and put in the training to understand process and get the customer on the phone. And then when it comes to video, a video greeting is going to be greater than just plain words on a screen, especially if the customer's looking at a new car and they see all the same words on a screen from 5 different dealers, and then they see your video, you're going to be the one that stands out. And again, when it comes to process, it's not just about the video. It's not just about a phone call or a text message. It's all of it combined. And even when you get the customer in the store, you've done all that work to get the customer in the store, make the experience memorable for them. And so those are the takeaways from today's presentation.
That is awesome. Hold on, I lost my screen over here. Let me put this back up. Okay, here we go. All right. So audience, if you have questions for Elise, and I see that we already have a tremendous amount of people who have questions for you, Elise, I'm going to let you know in advance, we were already, because of the size of this audience, planning on going long on this webinar. So as you can see, it's the top of the hour right now. We are planning on keeping Elise for another half hour. So we're going to try and get to as many of your questions as we can. Before we do that, though, we got a little bit of fun to take care of. Elise, are you ready for this?
Oh, I'm ready.
You're ready? Okay. Let's see.
Yeah.
Well, if you were here at the very beginning of the webinar, I announced that our good friends at Phone Ninjas are giving away some yummy prizes today on the webinar. 3 of you lucky webinar attendees are going to win a tin of delicious chocolate chip cookies. All you have to do is answer a simple question about this presentation that you just saw. So get ready, saunter up to your keyboards, get those fingers all nice and nimble. First one to write in the correct response is going to be walking away with a tin of cookies. I'm a little bit jealous right now. But good luck, everyone. And, of course, vendors, if you're on, I'm sure there's a few of you out there. Please sit this one out. This prize is only for dealership personnel. All right, here we go. You got 3 chances to win. Your first question comes now. Good luck, everyone. What percentage of customers will buy something different than what they originally inquired about? Is this thing on?
Oh, I can't see anything, so I'm just...
Oh, here we go. Here are the answers. They're all the way at the bottom. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Everyone got this one right. Yep. 80% was the correct answer. And the first one to win and get that one right, Karis McKee Kaiser. No stranger to the show, no stranger to winning prizes. That girl can type fast. So, Karis, congratulations. You are a winner.
And you'll get me her info, right?
Of course. Karis, if you wouldn't mind, please write in your mailing address. We do appreciate it. And, oh, she says she's at McKee Ford Lincoln. Thank you so much. That's in Rapid City, South Dakota. So thank you so much, Karis. Always a winner. Okay, don't worry, audience. You've got 2 more chances to win. So let's get to our second question. Good luck, everyone. Here we go. According to Elise, how many times should you call a new lead on the first day? Oh boy, oh my gosh. Do you know what it's like to get 400 text messages all at once? I do. Okay. Here we go. The first person to correctly respond with the answer is 4 is Alexis DeLeon. I hope I said that right. Alexis, congratulations. I don't recall seeing your name on my screen before. You are a winner today. You're going to get some yummy, delicious cookies. Audience, thank you so much for playing along. Alexis, please write on in your dealership name and where, what your address is. Oh, Alexis says, yes, woohoo, thank you. Ford, Morristown, New Jersey. Ah, not too far from me. All right, Alexis, thank you so much. Don't forget to write in your mailing address for us. We do appreciate that. All right, audience, you have 1 more chance to win. Good luck, everyone. And this one's not an easy question. We left the hard one for the last one. You got to earn it on this one. Good luck, everyone. The question is, name 3 things you should include in a VIP package. If you'll recall, there were 5 items in Elise's VIP package. We need you to name 3 of them. In a row. Don't give me one at a time. I literally have Hundreds of people writing to me all at once. So I'm going to scroll up and see who is the first. Oh my gosh. There's a lot of people writing in. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see if we got this right. The answers were cover letter, about me page, customer testimonials, accolades and awards, and a factory brochure. So let's see. We got a cover letter, about me page. Elise, will you accept the word bio page for about me page?
Yeah.
Okay. So the very first person who wrote in with 3 of those was Ashley Baldwin. She put accolades, bio, and cover letter. Is that good for you?
Yeah, that's good.
Ashley, oh my gosh. I think this is the first time I've ever had 3 females win in a row. This is awesome. Okay. Baldwin. Okay, Ashley Baldwin, you are our 3rd winner today. That was a lot of fun. Ashley, let me know what dealership you're from. Poor Oscar. He wrote, no. He had a lot of those next to that. That's hysterical. Okay, so Ashley Baldwin, where are you from, babe? Let me know. And, of course, we want to thank our amazing audience today for playing along. Congratulations to all 3 winners. Let's go again. Karis McKee Kaiser, Alexis De Leon, and Ashley Baldwin. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh, Ashley's from Martin Swanty Hyundai in, I have no idea, Kingman, Arizona. There we go. Thank you so much, Ashley. You're going to be getting those tins of cookies directly from our friends at Phone Ninjas. All right. Don't cry. Don't cry. People are crying. It's okay. You guys will be okay. They're cookies. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next slide. And here we go. Okay, so Elise has all of her information up there. She is a wealth of knowledge, as you've already seen. And if you need to contact her and get some training one-on-one, I could not recommend anyone better to you, my friends. She's been on the vendor side. She's been on the dealership side. And guess what? Now she's back on the vendor side again. So take advantage of this. Write down this information. You're going to want to keep that in your back pocket. But for right now, let's get some from the audience. Elise, did you take a drink of water? Are you ready to throw down some more knowledge?
I'm ready, and they actually, like I said, I'm at a dealership here in Detroit. They brought me Thai food, so I'm excited.
Oh, that was so nice of them. Okay, and just so you know, yes, Elise was smart enough to call in because she knew she had a wireless connection, so she is not able to see my screen or anything, so she's actually not on GoToWebinar, but thank you for your concern. We're going to get to these questions now. We're going to try and get to as many as we can in the next 30 minutes. So, Elise, I'm going to ask you to keep your answers as concise as possible. Your first question comes to you from Eric. He says, in the voicemail, are you using it on the initial phone call, or do you continue to use the same template? Just trying to figure out if you should change it up a bit and how.
Okay, so I missed that. I'm sorry. So the initial voicemail, what now?
Do you use the same voicemail template, or do you change it up a little bit?
Oh, so for like the second day when I call,
yes,
so forth. I change it up a little bit. You know, a lot of times if it's maybe like the second, or let's say it's the 3rd day and it's the morning, again, I'm going to emphasize, hey, I've been trying to reach you. I have a really quick update for you. I was actually speaking to my manager. I haven't been able to get in touch. Give me a call. My number here again is. So great news, great news, great news. Mix it up a little bit, but there's all you can. You know, it's kind of, a lot of times I wing it. You know, I have a quick update for you. I was speaking with my manager. You know, I have some important information for you. Those are 3 really easy things to replace the great news.
Got you. Okay, Eric, thank you so much for the question. Next question comes to you from Nathan. He says, stupid question. I'm going to ask it anyway, Elise. He says, would you tell your customer that 80% of consumers don't buy what they inquire on and use that as a point to stress how important a store visit and an appointment is? I see that data helping and potentially hurting your chances and maybe giving your customer reasons to keep shopping, or it just might confuse them.
I apologize. I missed the, I had to get into a quieter area. What was that question again? Can you repeat that?
Would you tell your customer that 80% of consumers don't buy what they inquire on and use that as a point to stress how important the store visit and the appointment is?
You know, if I got pushed into a corner, if I was actually on connection, it wouldn't be the first thing that I would do, but if I made connection with the customer on the phone and they said, oh, I don't want to come in for an appointment, I want everything over the phone, I have different objection handling techniques to overcome them not wanting to come in. I wouldn't really use that as a first resort.
I got you. I got you. Nathan, thank you so much for the question. Okay, next one comes from Samantha. It's got a pretty good question, actually. She says, I work solely in the BDC, so basically my job is just to get the appointment in, and from there I hand it off to one of the sales staff. For me personally, what value is there in doing one of those greeting videos for each customer if I only pass it off to someone else? Any advice for Samantha?
Yeah, no, Samantha, I completely understand where you're coming from, because there was actually a time when I was at the dealership where I was setting so many appointments for myself, working the deals completely cradle to the grave, that they said, all right, you're going to be the only person handling all of the leads, and then you're going to turn them to a salesperson. And I still use the same process. I still did the video greetings because I'm still the person that's going to be the first contact to that customer, first impression essentially, before they come into the store. So you still do want yourself to stand out. Now, the video, of course, you don't want to say, I'm going to be the one helping you, but you can still say, hey, this is Samantha over at ABC Motors. Good morning. I just left a voicemail for you, but I want to make this personalized video greeting. So you could put a face to the name, you know, who was on the other end of the computer here. I have really great news for you. Give me a call when you have a moment. My number is, state your number. It's about morning time. I'm going to be in the office till about 7 o'clock tonight. I'll be sure to reach out to you a little later today as well if I don't hear anything back. And since you're not selling cars, at the end for the testimonials, you can word it as, and before you go as well, here are some of ABC Motors' previous clients, right? So, and then have testimonials of the dealership's clients as opposed to specifically salesperson's clients.
Gotcha, gotcha. Samantha, I hope that helps you out. We have a lot of questions similar to that, so let's keep going. As a matter of fact, the next one comes to you from Andrew. He says, how did you send your greeting videos? Is it embedded in the email, or was it a click here link?
It was a click here, so I don't know if that slide showed up, but it was a banner. It was a banner that said click here, and then it would link out to YouTube as unlisted. You could also use Vimeo as well as a video hosting site, but I would link it out.
Got you. Okay, let's keep rolling. Cedric wrote in, just to clarify, do you mean that you're making a custom video for every customer saying, hi Bob, it's me making a video, or do you have a generic video that says, hi, it's me, and you know, the rest of the video?
So there's an art form to doing this. Let me share a little bit of background. You know, before working for Phone Ninjas and having the phone training down, for the first 2 years that I was selling cars at the Honda store, I would actually do a customized video greeting for every lead that I got. So it would say the customer's name, and that's only about 20 cars a month. Now, when I worked for Phone Ninjas, really started to understand the concept of the phone, when I went back to my Honda store when my husband and I were pregnant, rather than make a custom video for each customer, I started doing those 6 templated video greetings. But it's important in your video greetings not just to introduce yourself and say, if you have any questions, let me know. It's very important to guide those video greetings around the voicemail process that I just taught. And so it got to the point to where majority, I would say about 80% of the videos that I send out were already pre-made, so it literally took seconds to send. Now the other 20%, if I got a customer on the phone, let's say they lived in San Diego, which is 6 hours from where I live, on a new Honda Odyssey, well, you know, if it would get to a point a lot of times where I'm crunched into a corner to give them a price. So rather than just shoot them an email with a price, I would actually make them a customized video post specific to that customer. So those types of videos would be really customized, where it would say, you know, hey Jerry, it's Elise over at ABC Motors. We just spoke on the phone. Here's the Honda Odyssey right behind me. It's beautiful. It's in white diamond. I want to send you this personalized quote so you can see exactly where where we're getting these figures. And then I would use a program called Snagit to show screenshots of pricing guides like maybe Edmunds or Kelley Blue Book, and I would make those videos custom. But typically about 80% of the leads that I worked, the videos were already made. And that sold me, just to give the story, that sold me about 30 cars a month. The reason for that is because now I'm still able to schedule, I'm able to focus on the appointments that I've set. because it got to the point, again, where I was just overbooking myself. And so, again, you kind of run into a time restriction to where you're not able to even spend 5 minutes to make a personalized video for every customer. So that's why I had the pre-made ones that were customized around my phone calls. I would set myself, 4 appointments and be able to focus at that point on working, working my in-store appointments, because I've already gotten, I've done all the work to get them into the store. At that point now they're at a 50% close ratio to sell them a car.
Right.
So,
okay, Cedric, I hope that helped you out. We literally have like 100 questions, so we're going to try and power through as many as we can in the next 20 minutes, okay, Elise?
all right.
Joel says, would you recommend a generic BDC rep video for a centralized BDC with multi-rooftops? I'm going to say you probably wouldn't, but what would you say?
So you have a centralized BDC for multi-rooftop. I would customize those video greetings still to, I guess, to the dealership. So if you're a big, Kephart Auto Group, group, and you have 20 stores, but maybe one, a couple stores are Honda stores, Nissan stores, BMW, I would still, have the BDC rep. I guess I would still make it. It would be a little bit more work because you have multiple stores, but I would build my videos at that point for a good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I couldn't reach you. Thank you for speaking with me. But in each one, I would specify the dealership that they're working with, rather than just the group.
Got you. Joel, I hope that helps you out. Next question comes to you from Carl. Oh, he says, our BDC reps are working 250 plus new leads monthly. Jeez. I just don't see them having the time to do all these personal videos. How quickly can a personal video be done? Well, before she starts, Carl, I got a whole hour webinar where you can see that one video can take as little as 5 minutes. But Elise, how many new leads should you have a month?
Well, again, I've done it both ways. So when I was working deals cradle to the grave, I handled, anywhere from 90 to 100 leads. Now, there was a point, like I said, for about 8 months where I only did BDC. So I only focused on setting the appointments. I didn't finish the deal all the way through. And I handled about 300 leads at that point. So, and again, I'm not making, you customize it to where you're not necessarily making a custom video for each customer. You have your core 6 video greetings that are templated around your phone calls. And that's going to be the main, again, the focus is you want to get that customer on the phone. So, again, you don't have to make a personalized video greeting for Bob, for Billy, for Sarah, for my mom, for my aunt. You focus on your phone calls, and you have your video greetings guided around your phone calls. And to where literally you're not, you can just drop, you have it in your CRM. You just drop down and send, send the confirmation. It takes 5 seconds to do that. So, and then the other 20%, like if you get a customer on the phone, like I said, and they're grinding you, like they're coming from 6 hours away, they need a price, that's where you make a custom video, but that's only maybe 20% of the time or less. And once you get good at understanding video programs, I mean, those videos would maybe take me 5 to 10 minutes to make.
Got you, got you. Okay, Carl, thank you so much for the great question. We're going to move on now. Cedric and actually a few others have written in and said, can you recap the 6 videos?
Yes.
What were the 6 different kinds of videos?
So one, I titled this one the Good Morning, I Just Left a Voicemail video. And this is what you're going to be, this is what you would film essentially. And you guys can't see me, but it would be a camera in front of a BDC rep or an internet salesperson. The Good Morning, I Just Left a Voicemail video would be the camera in front of you, and it will say, hey, good morning, my name's Elise over here at ABC Motors. Thank you so much again for your online request. I just left you a voicemail, but I want to make this personalized video for you so you can put a face to the name, who's going to be helping you out, who was on the other end of the computer here. As mentioned, I have really great news for you. Give me a ring back. My number here is listed below. It's 805-441-3398. It's about morning time here. I'm going to be in the office till 7 o'clock tonight, and I'll be sure to reach out to you a little later today as well if I don't hear anything back. Before you go as well, check out some of our dealership testimonials. That's our good morning one. Now, let's say you get a lead in the afternoon, or you're making the initial call to the customer in the afternoon. It's going to be very similar. It's going to say, hey, good afternoon. My name is Elise over here at ABC Motors. I just left a voicemail for you. I want to make this personalized video to thank you again for your online request, and so you can put a face to the name, who is going to be working for you. I have really great news, as mentioned. Ring me back when you have a moment. My number is 805-441-3398. It's about afternoon time here. I'm going to be in the office till about 7 o'clock tonight, and I'll be sure to reach out to you a little later today as well if I don't hear anything back. Before you go as well, check out these dealership testimonials from some of our clients. That's our afternoon video. That's our good morning, good afternoon, I just left a voicemail video. Now there's a good evening one. It's the same thing, only you're specifying the evening, and then at the end when you say the time, it's about evening time here. I'm going to be in the office until about 7 o'clock tonight, and I'll be sure to reach out to you first thing in the morning as well if I don't hear anything back. Before you go, check out these testimonials from some of our clients. Then there's a video greeting called I didn't see a phone number listed. So, hi, it's Elise. Hi, my name's Elise over here at ABC Motors. I didn't see a phone number listed in your internet request, but I want to make you this personalized video greeting just so you could put a face to the name, and I wanted to thank you again for inquiring with us. My number directly, I have great news for you. It's 805-441-3398, and I'll be sure to reach out to you in another email as well a little bit later today if I don't hear anything back. Before you go, here's some of our previous customer testimonials. So that one's titled, I didn't see a phone number listed video. Then there's one for thank you for speaking with me, and that one goes, I'm going a little fast here, and you can tell that I've probably done these videos like over and over again. Then there is thank you for speaking with me, which is, hey, it's Elise over here at ABC Motors. I just got off the phone with you, but I wanted to make this video greeting again just to say thanks so much for speaking with me and taking the time. If you don't have my number saved already, it's listed here below. State your number. And thank you so much again. I look forward to meeting with you soon. And then there's a final video. The sixth one is thank you for your purchase. So that's typically aimed at internet salespeople who actually work the deal all the way through. But that's for customers, just thanking them for their purchase.
Okay.
So that's the sixth.
That was a lot. Okay, we got to get trucking on here. Many people asked if they could get copies of your templates. I assume they're talking about your email templates. We did not include those in today's presentation, and I believe, yes, you can have copies of those templates, but you have to hire Elise Kephart. I could be wrong about that. Elise, can they have copies of your templates?
Well, one of the things that I do now, and it's something that I love, is I actually go to dealerships now and not only train more in depth on the phone, but I will set you and your internet department, your sales department up with these custom videos. I shoot them personally, I edit them, I build them into your CRM, and then you get my 50 email templates included in that as well. So, so it is, it is something that I kind of put together and built. But I would love to, if you want to contact me, I'd love for us to talk, and I can go out to your dealership directly.
Love it. Okay. Next question comes to you from Emily. Oh, I think we already answered this. Would you recommend a hyperlink versus a video embedded in the body of the email?
Yes, only because a lot of times the video is too big of a file, like to upload, and it might take a while. So I always hyperlink out.
Okay. David says, what about the dealership? What about when the dealership has gibberish you cannot edit at the bottom of all outbound emails?
Gibberish.
Yeah, legalese stuff that sometimes dealerships put at the very bottom of their emails. There's nothing you can do about it. So
yeah, that's fine. You can have that there. I mean, like the confidential, do not share. I mean, that's just, it is what it is. So that might just have to stay there. Yeah.
Okay. Kate wrote in, how would you track the open rate and click rates for those videos? Do you track that?
The CRM that I had did not show. I know, I don't want to name drop CRMs because I know that's like, but I know some CRMs actually track if the video was watched. My CRM didn't. My CRM just tracked if the email was opened. So, and that was just done through my CRM.
Okay. All right. James wrote in, does the picture go through on mobile devices? So when you send out that email, you have that banner made?
Yes.
Does that go through on mobile devices?
Yes, it does.
Sweet. Okay, Thomas, what about if you have a BDC that makes the phone call, not the salesperson? How do you have the BDR introduce themselves in a video? Okay, I think we already covered that.
Yeah, I'm going to be the one answering your questions, and I want to let you know who's on the other end of the computer. Then when you get the customer on the phone, then at that point, once you set the appointment, then you're going to, however your process is, I'm going to go ahead and put you in for about 4:15 tomorrow evening, which is Friday, or tomorrow afternoon, which is Friday. When you get here, you're actually going to be meeting with my manager. His name's Bob. And but the video itself, again, you're the first contact to that internet customer. You just need to change up your testimonials at the end.
Got you. All right.
But yeah, we kind of went over that, yeah.
All right. Russ says, what CRMs does Elise recommend? Do you have some favorites you can say?
Okay. I'm a huge fan, I mean, just because it's what I used 5 years when I was at the Honda store, of iMagic Lab. You know, I work with other dealerships now, and I get to see a lot of CRMs. Dealer Socket and Vin Solutions are also good choices. But what I liked about iMagic Lab is I didn't have to click around to really view my history. I could set my reminders really easily. I can text message, email, drop my templates, do everything that I just taught, you know, print my letters within seconds. So personal favorite, and it might just be because I'm so familiar with it, is, and I've seen a lot of CRMs at this point now too, is iMagic Lab.
Got you, got you. Thank you so much for that. Rebecca says, is there an app for our tablets and smartphones to send email videos from?
So again, I build everything within the CRM as a drop-down. So if your CRM does have a tablet format, you should be able to bring, you know, bring your drop-down emails within that app for the CRM. Now I know there are some other apps where if you just want to send videos. I think one of them is like free one is called iJot, iJot.com, I think is mobile friendly. But everything, I mean, I would just do everything through my CRM.
Okay, we have some other questions that came in. I mean, I have a ton, believe me. Brian says, what type of internet department did Elise work at? Was it a single person, a BDC, an internet department, or a handoff to the floor? And Emily wrote in, how many hours per week did you work at the time?
So when I was working at a dealer, I did it both ways. I did it cradle to the grave, which is working it all the way through. I did it BDC, which I handled all of the 300 internet leads and turned it to a salesperson. And towards the end there, we had a kind of a hybrid. So we had 2 people handling internet leads, and then we had a backup person for when both of us were with appointments. So kind of a hybrid version, just to who didn't sell cars. She just you know, helped us with our phone calls, or if we were on a test drive and a new lead came in, she would, you know, make the first attempt to reach out.
Okay, and how many hours a week did you work?
Oh, hours. Let's see. So what's 9 to 7 times 6 days a week? So I'm just, it's been such a long day. I've been editing videos for the
past 48 or something like that. Okay, so a little bit more than 40.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But not as many as some. I've heard some.
Well, and you know, the car business too. You're there till 7, but you can be there till 10. So if you're working, you know, a deal. So
right.
That's
right.
Yeah.
And Bert said, did you sell along with the BDC? And you already answered that, yes. Out of all of those systems, this is an interesting question from Brady, which system does Elise recommend? Which one did you think was the most effective? BDC, Internet Team, Internet Store?
I thought it was most effective having a backup person. And the reason for that is because, yes, when I was with multiple appointments and I got a notification for a lead, I want to respond to that, but I'm sitting in front of a customer at my desk. So having that first initial, at least making that first round to leave a voicemail as kind of like a, you know, a secondary, or to leave a voicemail and start printing up my packets and so forth, was a nice first attempt. So the hybrid version is nice because you have someone when, you know, when you're with a customer or you're on a test drive to try and make the first initial contact.
Okay, great question. And I'm getting a lot of people asking about the slide deck. If you want it, please email me directly at eliana@dealeron.com. All right, I'll try and get those out to you as soon as I can. Yes, we are recording this, and that link to the recording hopefully will get to you sometime later tonight, figure about 5 or 6 o'clock Eastern time. All right? We had many people ask about your follow-up process. So Dirk, for instance, said, did you say you repeat the process for 10 days? And Kenny,
yes.
And then Steven wrote in, how long do you follow up on unresponded leads?
Well, within that 10 days, using that process, I can tell you that you'll get a high contact ratio. It got to the point, again, in doing that process, that whether the customer called me back to say, you know, I'm not in the market, or this is my time frame, or I'm going camping for a week, you're going to get those responses that you want, even if they're not buying a car that day, that specific day. And it kept me busy enough to where I had 4 appointments a day, and was selling 30 cars a month. You know, the other nice thing about having a hybrid version of an internet/BDC is the things that do fall through the cracks. So, you know, maybe some of the older leads can be followed up with. But yeah, I would continue that process for 10 days.
Okay. Dawn says, do you do one-on-one training?
I do, yes.
Oh, that's nice. So it doesn't have to be the whole dealership. You could do one-on-one training?
Yeah, mostly over web, like over Skype. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. Let's see, what else is on here? Eric says, what kind of information should we include in the About Me page? How much is too much? Like, should we put where we went to school, how many kids we have, where we live? What are we asking here?
I would just put my bio, just had, you know, where I worked, where I was before the car business, which was Starbucks, and how long I've been in the car business, and you know, that I'm a proud mother, and you know, and why I do what I do, which is like, what's your what do you call it? Your mission statement, almost, like, why do you work where you work, you know? And mine was always, I love to help people, you know, help customers and give everybody a really great experience that they're not going to get anywhere else. So I wouldn't put, you know, I wouldn't put your whole life story. Most of it was visual, so I had a couple pictures, and then it was, you know, maybe a couple short paragraphs, just saying some brief stuff about you. But you really want to aim on, if you were a customer and you were reading about the salesperson, what would you want to know?
Got you. We're going to try and hit really quickly at least 5 more of these. I mean, I have, like, seriously 25 questions. Okay. Carolina says, how do you put the money in the gas tank? What do you do? Rubber band, tape, what do you use?
I would use tape. Okay. And then just close the gas tank, yeah.
Okay. Kenny says, I heard you say, I saw you open my email. How do you know when they open the email? Through the CRM, correct?
Yes.
Correct, okay. Karen says, Elise, how many e-leads and phone calls do you think an internet salesperson can effectively handle each month using your process?
So if you're working the deal cradle to the grave, front to back, doing the demonstration, delivery, and so forth, I mean, about 100 leads a month. If you're just setting appointments, I mean, I did it at 300 leads a month. So that would be my, that would be kind of my numbers, I guess. Working the deal, if you're working a full deal front to back, 100 leads a month. If you're just setting appointments, 300 leads a month.
Okay, and Matthew followed up with, if you're making 4 calls a day, that sounds great. I'm just wondering, how many leads per month were you fielding? So you were still doing that 4 calls per day no matter what, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Here's, so let's say a lead comes in at 5 o'clock and you're off at 7. You're not going to call them 4 times in between 5 and 7. You are just going to say, you know, you're going to leave that first one of, hey, good evening, it's Elise over ABC Motors. Thank you so much again for your online request for the Toyota Corolla. I have really great news for you. Give me a call when you have a moment. My number here, hit your number. So at 5 o'clock, I'm going to be in the office until 7 o'clock tonight, and I'll be sure to reach out to you first thing in the morning as well if I don't hear anything back. Then the next day is when you start the cycle over.
Okay. Got you. Okay, and so Patty says, so how many outbound phone calls should a BDC rep make per day?
As a BDC rep, 100 should be well achievable.
Okay. Let me see. Daniela says, how many days do you repeat the process if they just don't respond?
10 days.
10 days. Pat, how many days do you realistically follow up the customer? Okay, you said 10 days. Yeah. Lee, is the archive of the branding video available online? I clicked the link and didn't see any archived information. Oh, it's there. I checked it beforehand. But yes, it is definitely there. Definitely. Matt says, how many days do you repeat the phone call schedule? Yeah, we did that. How do I get a copy of the slideshow? Email me directly at eliana@dealeron.com. Oh, Daniela, What do you say if someone is hesitant to come in? Do you have like a magic line you use?
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and do this. So I would say, well, let's go ahead and do this. We can get pretty busy here over at ABC Motors. Let's go and set up a tentative time that you think you might be able to stop by. That way, if you do happen to pop in, you're not waiting on us and we're waiting on you. Now, that being said, are you thinking this afternoon or this evening would work better for you? And then if they still hesitate, then say, if you had to pick one reason on what's preventing you from, stopping in either today or tomorrow, what would that one reason be? So that's what I would say. And usually, if you can't get a real appointment, go for a tentative. And a lot of times, tentatives turn into real appointments. So
I like it. We got a few people who asked, where did you get those USB sticks? That was epic. So what was the name of the place again?
Vistaprint.com.
Vistaprint? The people who make the free...
You could order, yeah, you can order, you can make shirts and mugs and everything with it. Yeah, Vistaprint is where I got them.
I love it. Okay. Oh my God, I have so many more questions, but we're at the top of the hour. Do you have another 5 minutes?
I got another 3 minutes. I apologize. I just hate to. I have.
No. I totally understand. So. Let's see. Would you? Oh my gosh. Dave says, does it help being female, attractive, smart, and witty like you and Eliana are? Sure.
No, and I would have to disagree with that. I work with a lot of clients now, and the video. And they're not, they're not female. They might be older, and it's just about the personalization. So you don't have to be that might help, but either way, even if you're a male, a video is still going to make it personal, and that's what customers want. So that's my 2 cents on that.
I got you. All right. Bernadette says, very important, what email program do you use? Which ones have you evaluated? Is there one that you find works best for you, Elise?
Email program, like CRM?
I think she was talking about a mass email, but I think you do everything through your CRM. You send your emails through the CRM, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so in that instance, Bernadette, her answer would have been iMagic, okay? And you have all of your templates in your CRM, correct?
Yes.
Okay, because people were talking about that. Okay, good. Okay, yes. We're on the same page now. She wrote back in. All right, fantastic. And then Bernadette also says, did everyone in the dealership do leads cradle to grave? How are you compensated in that setup?
So we had, again, we played it a couple different ways, but when leads were handled cradle to the grave, there was either two or three of us working them, and we got paid the same commission structure as a salesperson.
Excellent. And Nathan says, are your videos on YouTube public, private, or unlisted? Can't people see a video has been viewed 400 times? I'm sure people don't notice.
So the templated ones I put as unlisted. I would put as unlisted, and I never got that feedback, because a lot of times too I have personal ones on YouTube, and so like actual personal ones, and they would just think, I never got that question as far as, oh, this wasn't made for me. So, but a lot of my videos are unlisted now, and I don't have the login, so you can't see a lot of videos that I did. But some of them are public, but a lot of them, but the templated ones were all unlisted.
I totally understand. Okay, so we don't have time for the rest of your questions, but Elise, that was epic, massive, amazing. You are fabulous. And I love webinaring with you. I would love it if you'd come back and do, obviously, a whole series of webinars with me. And you're just the best. And audience, if you agree with me, if you agree that Elise put on a heck of a show, then please, I'm going to be sending out a survey in just a little bit. I would love it if you guys let me know what you thought of Elise's presentation today, because I just think she did a bang-up job. And people are writing in right now, great job, great webinar,
Thank you.
The best I've ever seen. I have so much to do, very informative, one of the best, and I can't agree more. So hopefully you guys will stick around. I'm going to send out that survey in just another minute when I close out this webinar. Elise, man, you rock. Good luck on the new gig, on being on the vendor side, and I'm looking forward to doing some more webinars with you in 2015, girl.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And by the way, please tell the dealership that you're with that Thank you again for letting us borrow you for this very incredible presentation. You really killed it. Thank you.
Thank you again for having me, and thank you everyone for attending.
All right, take care, Elise. I'm going to close out the show now, okay? Very proud to announce that Dealeron's Executive Vice President and co-founder Amir Rizvani will be presenting at the upcoming 10th Annual Automotive Digital Success Workshop on November 10th through the 12th in Lexington, Kentucky. It's going to be an awesome workshop, and if you're going to be there, you got to check out this wonderful speaking session on mastering the art and science of website conversion. To find out more, you can check out kaneautomotive.com. And invitations will be going out tomorrow for our next webinar, Master Selling Strategies that Immediately Impact Sales and Market Share. Laptops, smartphones, and tablets. They've changed the way consumers shop for automobiles. If your selling style hasn't kept up with the changing times, then your dealership is definitely losing sales and market share. Are your current selling strategies effective on today's car shoppers? Well, if you're ready to master selling strategies that immediately impact sales and market share, then join us for this eye-opening one-hour webinar with Bill Wittenmeyer. Empower your team members across every department with modern, high-level engagement tools, better in-store processes, and proven sales strategies that have 100% focus on increased productivity, customer acquisition, retention, and brand loyalty. Progressive dealers can implement these actionable and measurable techniques to see immediate improvement of sales, profits, and market share. If you're ready to master selling strategies that immediately impact sales and market share, then this is a webinar you can't afford to miss. So don't forget, our weekly webinars are held Thursdays at 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, and we have some great webinar subjects planned to close out 2014. But if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions regarding these webinars and our topics, please feel free to contact me directly. Again, my name is Eliana Raggio. I'd love to hear from you. I'm everywhere. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, all the automotive social networks. So, hey, track me down online, or you can email me directly at eliana@dealeron.com. Thank you all so very much for spending this time with us today. I hope to see you all on another webinar in our continuing education series. And to all my fellow veteran brothers and sisters, I want to wish you a happy early Veterans Day, and I want to thank you for your service. Have yourselves a good one, and I'll catch up with you soon. Take care.